So we're about to wrap up our theoretical session. We've been having, we've had up to like 3 sessions, right? A first session, second session, third session, right? Dealing with the theoretical aspect of branding. And I feel it's very important because a person just going to doing branding without knowing the theoretical aspect, it gives you balance, right? A lot of balance, because we just rush into practicals and things like that, which some persons want to, right? You will not be as successful as you want to, because you just be doing things without having maybe the requisite knowledge, right? So you need this knowledge as a foundation. So it's very important to take theoretical session. So if you've not taken the theoretical session, go and take it. We'll have session 1, session 2, session 3. It's very interesting, very interesting sessions. A lot of things spilled out, a lot of knowledge spilled out. You are going to learn a lot. So go and take it. I recommend it. This is the way I teach, right? So that's the way I teach. And I think everybody should also learn that way. So what I'm doing today is that I want to show you the 5 famous leading brand identity designers. I like mentorship a lot. I like mentorship. I'm a fan of having good mentorship, right? So anything I want to dive in, I try as much as possible to have have mentors, and not just one mentor, right? I have mentor across regions, right? One of my famous mentors I'll be showing you today, right? So I have people, so that I don't just depend on people that are in my region, right? I go beyond so that I'll be able to stand as a world-class logo designer, right? So that's what I look out for. So it's very important for me to show you these people. So I'm going to be showing you them one by one. People you can check out. And as I show you them, you can take a note, go and check them out on Instagram, check them out on YouTube, check them out, check out their work, right? You should do that. So we have the first person I'm going to show you, Sagi Aviv, right? So Sagi Aviv, I've learned a lot from him, right? And it's somebody you can learn from too, right? His contents are on YouTube. I took a lot of his courses, right? They are not on YouTube, they are paid courses, right? So he's a good person when it comes to branding. He was the person that designed Animal Planet, also the person that designed Harvard University, their logo. When they did a rebrand, he was the one that did it, right? So he has a lot of information, he has a lot of knowledge. So if you check him out, Sagi Aviv, check him out. So we have another person, Paula Shah, right? So Paula is an American graphic designer and the first female principal at Pentagram. I don't know if you know Pentagram. You've heard of Pentagram before. That's like one of the world's leading design firm, right? When it comes to design agency. So I don't know if you know Pentagram. Does anybody know Pentagram here? You've heard of it before, Pentagram. You've not heard of it, then you have to go and check them out. Pentagram, they have a lot of work, and sometimes I get inspired by their work also. So this is Paula. She's amongst the designers in Pentagram. She's one of the leading designers in Pentagram, right? So she's designed stuff like Citibank logo. I think this is even the old logo for Citibank. There's a new logo she designed. So, but Windows 10, she was the one that did Windows 10. Windows 10's logo. I've also learned from her, listened to her. Okay, someone said there's a black square. Where should that be coming from? Okay, maybe that's been for long, right? That's been for long. So Windows 10, she did it. So check her out. So if you're a lady, it's not an excuse that you should not be good. In fact, you should be better because you have most times still creative, right? You're better with creativity, right? Most times, or sometimes, right? Most times even. Picking colors or what you wear and things like that. Those things that creativity. They have to do with creativity, right? So it's good for you to learn from these guys. Go check them up. And one thing I always say is that creativity feeds on knowledge, right? The way you feed on something to grow, creativity feeds on knowledge to grow. That's one of my popular quotes. Creativity feeds on knowledge. So the more knowledge you have, the more things you see, the more inspirations you get, the more you grow your creativity, right? So take note of that. You have to grow your creativity by looking at these guys. Look at them. So we have another person, she designed Caroline Davison. She was the one that designed the Nike swoosh, right? She was the one that designed it. And at that time, she did a very low price, I think a few dollars, right? That time, Nike had not grown to this level, right? She did it for them, a few dollars. And later, people were like, wow, she did this superb logo for a few dollars. So later, they had to compensate her again. Even though it was just, I'm not sure it was up to $10 or $20. I have to check that up again. So, but it was just a few dollars. And this company is worth billions of dollars presently. They are worth billions of dollars, right? So that's just it. So you should check her out. I'm not sure she has a lot of social media presence, right? Unlike the previous two. But you can check her out on YouTube. You're going to see some good. And this is my very own mentor, Chris Do. Right? I've learned a lot from him, even at a personal level, beyond online, right? How many of you have seen the interview I had with Chris Do? Have you seen it? How many of you have seen it? If you've seen it, that interview is going to get you learning a lot, right? How many of you have seen it? If you've seen it, just give me your hand. I had an Instagram session with Chris Do. Okay, so you've seen it, right? So you can go and check that up. It will help you a lot. We are going to talk about that when it comes to the business session, because that interview was more of like a business session. So he's a close mentor to me, Chris Do. And we're even trying to make it possible. He's going to be in Nigeria by God's grace next year. So we're still working things out with other people to make him like just finish the process so that it will be in Nigeria. It was supposed to be this year, but they had to postpone it to next year. So we're still looking at that. But it's in fact, some close. Don't worry, I'll drop the link. When somebody's asking, I should drop the link for Chris Do's interview. You can check YouTube, but I don't want to. You can check it, but I don't want to. I want our learning to be systematic. When it comes to the business aspect, you can just go to YouTube and check it out, but I don't think I can recommend it yet. When we get to the business aspect of this bootcamp business, I'm going to recommend that video. So, but you can go and see it. It's there on YouTube, here on my channel, right? So that's it. It's very good. And I posted this video. It's a word cloud. When you mention 3 people in the world, you have to mention Chris Do, right? Design business expert, right? So there's one other person, Rob Janoff. Meanwhile, Chris Do has a lot of content on YouTube. Check it. I don't think anybody in this lineup has taught as much as Chris Do has taught on branding. He provides a lot of content. You can check out their channel, The Future, TheFutur, The Future. Check them out. You're going to be amazed. They have a lot of content. And later, I'm going to recommend their content as time goes on, because I feel they have a lot of standard content that you can look at as a brand designer, right? So we have another person that designed the Apple logo. Apple logo is known for the timeless vibe that it gives, right? Very timeless. So you can see that this was how they moved different versions of the logo. They moved and they arrived at the last one, which we all know, right? But it's having the same form, right? So it was Rob Janoff that designed it, right? So you could check him out. You can check out one of the things I did. Let me tell you one of the things I did. I did a lot of theory, because I knew that the problem might not be very practical, because when it comes to brand identity, you have to know a lot of theory. I listened to them, how they think. I listened to a lot of things about these guys. I'm telling you, I consumed. I told you guys I've been around for a couple of years, right? So I ate a lot of things from these guys. I shopped off a lot of things, right? So that's it. So coming to we'll just do a little bit of business, right? So how much can a brand identity designer earn per client? So there's readily no margins, right? There's really no margins. It depends on 3 E's. It depends on your expertise, depends on your experience, or exposure, right? So the expertise, how good are you? How good are you closing the deal? Experience, you can be very good, but you don't have a lot of experience, right? You can be very good at creating a very neat, clean mark. So how many of you, I think everybody's seeing the screen. Maybe it's your network. Hope you guys are seeing my screen, right? Maybe it's your network. Somebody's asking, I cannot see my screen. Maybe it's your network. So
yeah, the screen is visible.
Oh, okay.
I see your screen.
So I think it's the person's network. So after expertise, your experience, your exposure. So expertise, you can be an expert, but you might not have a lot of experience, right? When I mean expert, you can nail it, create a very clean, neat mark, but people will still pay you less. Are you getting? So it takes your experience for you to determine, okay, increase your margin, and your exposure to increase your margin. And I'll be sharing a lot of secrets when it comes to these three things. When it comes to when we get to the business session, in fact, I can't even wait for the business session. I'll be sharing a lot. I'll be sharing a lot. I'll be sharing a lot when it comes to this. I'll be sharing a lot of secrets to you guys, how you can increase your margin, wiser ways to increase your how much you charge, wiser ways. So I won't say much here, but can you guess how much was charged for BBC logo? How many of you know BBC logo? Can anybody just guess how much was charged for the BBC logo? How much was charged for it? BBC, you know BBC logo now, just 3 boxes containing BBC, 3 red boxes with white text, BBC. So nobody can guess how much. Nobody can guess.
I really can't remember the exact value anymore, but I know it's worth millions of dollars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so one person's trying to guess. Okay, so let's see. So this was what was charged. It's like $1.8 million. Right, $1.8 million. So that was what was charged. So you might be looking at it, wow, this thing, I can just do it. Even somebody with Canva, this is almost like $2 million. So somebody with Canva will just say, I can do it. Who was that Canva person here? Was that Esther? So you just say, I can do this thing. What kind of nonsense is this? Why would somebody do this kind of thing for $1,000? So those are the things we're going to be discussing, that they are not just buying this, they are buying the entire brand identity that was done for them, right? They are not buying the logo. The logo is not the only thing. You should already know by now that the logo is not the only thing they are selling, right? You should already know. There are other important things, even more important than the logo, that is sold out to them. So you should know, right? So that's just that. So I could just say this and end, because you guys already know that it's not only the logo, right? You should know that it should be. Another thing is an agency, right? Agency. So an agency, you that is an individual can barely charge as high as an agency, right? So those are some individuals charge more than agencies. So yes, so they do that. So, but when we get to the business session, we'll talk a little more about this. So you don't want to miss the business session, right? You don't miss that. So logo presentation. So I've learned a lot that logo presentation is as important as your logo. As important. You can create a good logo if you don't present it well. I saw a lot of people presenting their assignments. In fact, there was one assignment that I loved. Let me check if I'm going to see it. There was one assignment I loved the presentation. I said, wow, this person is going to be very good in presenting logos. Let me check for it. I can check for the name. Let me check for it. Esther. Okay, this was Esther. I don't know if you are here. Esther, are you here? Esther Oge. I think Esther Oge. Are you here?
It's okay. Esther Oge.
Okay. Okay, I love the presentation. I love it.
Yeah.
Have you doing logos before? Doing logos before?
No, not really. Just graphic design.
Okay. So what I advise is that I advise a lot of people, right? What I advise a lot of people is that create your logo as though you are designing a graphic. Do it like that. create your logo as if you are designing a graphic. Create your logo as if you are designing. Let me show you what she did, right? This was an assignment she did as though she was presenting. So this is the best thing to do, right? Even if you want to use a template or whatever, use it. So far, your logo is neatly presented. This was how she presented her assignment. It's very nice. So I know, okay, this person is able to present their logo very well, because no matter how good your logo is, right? No matter how good your logo is, if you don't present it well, we're going to talk more about this when we get to the last stage of the practicals. When I'm done teaching you about Illustrator practical, I'm going to teach you how to present your logos with mock-ups, not just creating mock-up. I'm going to teach you how to really crack it, right? Present your logo in a way to make sense, right? I'm going to teach all that. I'll teach all that. So you can see the way she presented us. Very nice. Very nice. I like it. Very nice. So when you are presenting your logo, do it as though you are designing a graphic. Do it as though you are designing a graphic. Treat every slide very importantly, right? Treat every slide very importantly. So that's it. It makes your clients know that yes, you value what you are giving them, right? So take note. Even as submitting your assignment, do it well. I will know if you're able to present a logo well. Present it, design a graphic for every page, but make sure it's simple, just like we have here. It's simple, right? It's simple. So that's it. So somebody's raising their hand. You have a question. You have a question.
Yes, Taiwo is the name, and
okay,
I want to ask, and I don't know if she can be allowed to talk or if you explain it, because I want to present my assignments like this, but
okay.
I don't know, because the other time you said we should use we should put it in PDF file.
Yeah.
So my 2 assignments that I've sent across, I used Word document, and it's always hard for me to put things like this. So I want to know the software. Is it Photoshop or is it CorelDRAW? What was used to design this? Thank you. So that I can put it in a better shape next time.
Okay. So really, maybe she has a different work she uses. I really wanted the questions to be at the end. I was thinking it was something that you wanted to really quickly say. So, but okay, she can just quickly say something. Just quickly say something. Quickly say something, Esther Oge, right? So quickly say something.
Okay, I actually use Canva to design that.
Use Canva.
I used Canva to design that presentation.
That's it. That's just it. So it goes beyond. To me, I think it goes beyond the tool, right? It just shows that she has that sense of designing. Do you get? It goes beyond the software or the tool, right? So because even if you are saying a Word document, you can use a Word document to achieve something, right? I've used the Word document before. So, but you can use anything. You can use Photoshop, anything. Use Photoshop, export them as JPEG, then convert it to PDF. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I create all of them in Illustrator, different artboards, and I convert it to a PDF. I'll show you all that when it gets to that. I'll show you. So anything, but if you have that design sense, or some people just do it just because they think it's just a presentation, right? But if you are more intentional about it, you will get something, right? So take notes. Take note of that. Take note of that. So that's for that. That's for that. Let's go back to our logo presentation. Okay. So just give me a minute. Okay, sorry, I had to quickly attend to something. Sorry. So, like what I was saying, we're just going to move forward so we can quickly wrap up.
Ó ṣì jọ ń gbé. Wọ́n ti rí fóònù bàbá máa tó kú yẹn. Ó wá pe bàbá pé ó ti rí fóònù yẹn.
Please try to mute yourself, because sometimes if I'm editing this stuff, I want to be very fast, so I might not pick that point. Your audio is maybe your audio is conflicting what we're doing. I might not be able to pick it, so it might just appear on the video on YouTube. So just be careful, right? Be careful. So tips. I just have a few tips on how to present your logo, right? So take note of these things. These things are, trust me. Take note of these things. So it might just be a slide and you're looking at it, but these things are. Don't worry, as time goes on, I'll bring other people. I'll just where I posted Chris those video, and you yourself, you guys compared and contrast and saw that wow, it's the same thing he's saying. The same thing. I'll do that again. Don't worry. So first you want to take note of is start with the logo design brief. Right? Start by discussing the problem the client brought to your table and why they should trust your solution. So don't just start by just throwing your logo, giving them a logo. Don't start by that. That's a wrong approach. So start by saying, okay, this was the problem in view, and this is the solution. This was the problem. I'm saying I wanted to create this kind of brand to cover this, the brand. That's why you have to be good at writing too. If you want to be. I worked on a logo for a client, right? I worked on a logo for a client. I think a client, she was a Nigerian based in US, right? So I designed something for her and I used terms on purpose. Hope there are no outsiders here. We are all designers, right? So on purpose, I use a lot of English and language to just give weight to it. So sometimes your terms can make people to categorize you as a professional or not. You might be very good, but you have to be good at writing. I'm not teaching people how to write. I know I used to try when it comes to writing, but I'm not teaching people how to write, not yet, right? But I'll tell you something for sure. You have to know how to write, right? Know some terms. That's why we're doing the theoretical aspect. You have to know some terms. Sometimes copy people's terms. They will not kill you. Copy it. You can copy my terms. When I begin to show you my presentation and all these things, you can copy my terms. Okay, it's using this, it's using that. So you can use it until you find another word you can use. So copy people's terms, use it. So far as the professional term, you can copy it and use it. Right? Copy them, use them. So your client will know that, okay, it's a professional talking. Those things, it makes them, they use it to weigh you. So you have to be very intentional about that. So when you are talking about the problem, this was the value you brought. This was the problem you brought. You said this was what your brand was all about. This was what was important to your brand. Say everything the way it is. Start with the problem, then bring your solution. This is my solution. This was why. Let me tell you why most people, they get a blow from a client when they present a work, because they are not detailed in their presentation. They just bring something and just like they want to enforce it on their client. So you have to explain everything. This was what you brought. This was what in fact, clients won't like it. So that's it. Most times, very hard for a client to, it's hard for a client to reject a work that both of you, as in the client brought his own, when the guy brought the problem, you were working on the problems one by one. All your designs were solving the problems like that. It's very hard for a client to reject that kind of work. Very difficult. So you have to start with the problem, right? And tell them why they should trust you, right? And some of the reasons for telling them why they should trust you, show them other brands you have worked on. Repeat after me. Unmute and repeat after me. Show them other brands you've worked on.
Show them other brands.
Show them other brands.
Show them other brands you've worked
Show them
on.
other brands.
Show them other brands you worked on.
Right?
Show them other.
It's okay. Don't worry. I've got some other one to get. So show them other brands you've worked on, and you should be very strategic. It's not the brand you show them. Show them the big brands that you've worked on, right? I think we talked about that in that interview with Chris Du. We'll talk about that in business session. Show them other brand. If you worked on a very big brand, not a very strategic brand that you know that is strategic, and you know that work you killed it. You know, it's not every work you know that you killed, but that work you know that you killed it. Show them those ones. look at this brand, look at the solution I gave to this brand. So they will trust you, especially the client that just meeting you for the first time. They are going to trust you because you're showing them all. Or I don't know, we're entering into business today, but we'll enter into business properly. So number 2, tell a compelling story about the logo. Tell the story behind the logo and its meaning. Touch on how it meets their criteria, how it meets their need, or I think it should be need, and how you see it resonating with their target market. So talk about the problem. Okay, this is what this logo is doing for you, right? Don't worry, I will show you guys logos. I will show you logos when it comes to time. I'm going to be showing you a lot of logos. I will show you logos, right? You will see logos. You see logos. So tell them the meaning. This is the meaning of the logo. And tell them how the logo is going to resonate with their target market. They want to see it. No matter how a client is very stubborn, once you show them that this logo will help you sell, it will relate with your customers. Your customers are going to relate with it. They will listen to you, right? They are going to listen to you because they want to sell. The overall thing of their mission of their business or mission of their business is to sell, right? Is to sell, provide value, and sell. So no matter how they are stubborn, once you tell them that this is going to resonate your customers, and at the end of the day, they're going to like your brand, and that can lead to them patronizing you. They will not be they are not as stubborn as that to tell you that, okay, no, I'm not going to agree like that. So put their market in front of you. Always talk about their target market. Always talk about their customers. Put their customers in front, right? So don't put yourself or the client in front even. Put their customers in front. So that's it. Number 3, include mock-ups. Include mock-ups, a lot of mock-ups, related mock-ups. I'll teach you about this, teach you about mock-ups. And if you already used mock-up before, I'll teach you how to use mock-up well, properly. If you have not used mock-up before, I'll still teach you mock-up. So use mock-ups. If you don't know what a mock-up is a mock-up, right? A mock is something that mocks an original object, right? Mocks an original object. When you say mock exam, it's not the actual exam, but it mirrors the actual exam, right? You are just using it as a test run, right? So you show them a mock bag, show them a bag, put their logo on a bag, put it on. And there are ways you can even create mock-up by yourself, right? So I might likely teach you guys, right? So I'll likely teach you. But first of all, I'll start by teaching you mock-ups that you already have using Photoshop. So that's where Photoshop comes in handy. If you're a CorelDRAW user, somebody say, okay, Esther says a mock-up is a prototype. Yeah, give me a prototype. So if you're a CorelDRAW user, here is where it can fail you. You have a lot of mock-ups for Photoshop. A lot of mock-ups for Photoshop, a lot that you can use to present the brand, the logo, right? So you have to get them. It gives you a lot of strength. They will be able to visualize it. So another thing, 4, it's already on my PDF. Show off the logo's versatility, right? This was what Chris Do talked about. I've talked about this a lot, flexibility. Show the many ways that the logo can appear. Only the mark, I've talked about all this. If you've watched the previous sessions, if you know, only the mark and the text together, the logo in full color, the logo in black and white, show everything, right? The logo in 3D, if the logo can be in 3D, put it in 3D. Here's how those 3D mock-ups comes in play, right? Show them in 3D, show them in the simplest form, how the logo is going to be in its simplest form, show them. And that's black and white, show them. So show them all those things. Show them those things. That's what your presentation is all about, right? That's what your presentation is all about. Number 5, focus on the audience. I've talked about this before. Focus on the target market. Don't focus on the client. Focus on the customers. I've talked about this, right? Show them how it will work, how it's going to help them get patronage, right? From those that audience, or that target market, right? So that's it. So that's it for our theoretical class. You guys are not going to clap. Who should clap now? That's for our theoretical class. Oh, you put on to clap. Okay.
No
practical. No practical.
Wow.
So that's it.